So today we're going to change the oil on a 2009 Harley Nighster. I got the fuel filter, the oil, all the stuff needed. Let's see. And right there is our drain plug. We're going to be unscrewing this with a flathead, letting this drain out. I've already let the motor warm up. As you can hear it clicking away. Alright, so let's undo the drain and see what kind of magic happens. Get that bugger in there good. That should be loose. Let's pull that out. Come on, buggy. There we go. And let them flow. Oh, yeah. Looks like we needed an oil change a little while ago. So this particular one has about 1,200 miles on it. And this is the first time the oil has been changed. See right up under there. Blip, 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 blip. Here's another nice angle of the dirty oil that's draining. So we'll be putting in some Castrol 10 weight 40. I believe it's 3.5 or 3.6. Quarts. So I have just a simple fill filter, so nothing too extravagant. This is just a daily rider, heading to work 5 days a week, probably traveling total miles round trip that we'll be doing 5 days a week on this thing. So nothing heavy, getting it ready for spring. Weather's nice and warm outside, so thought we'd jump the gun and get stuff ready. So the messiest part is coming up. I believe it is when I am trying to take off the fuel filter. So as you see, I got a rag here to anticipate any kind of spill, and yeah, we'll go from there. Alright, just as I assumed, it is quite messy, but here we go. We're taking her off. I want to get the sucker upright as soon as possible. There we go. Let's plop that in there. Bloop, 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 bloop. And we just want to check in there, make sure it's pretty clean, no damage or anything, and everything looks good.
Hey, how many YouTube videos did you watch before you could do it?
I watched about 2 or 3, but
2 or 3? How many did you watch all the way through?
I'm trained in automotive repair.
Start to finish.
I am a...
Cumulatively, about 1. Maybe.
Everyone's a critic. All right. So, like I said before, this bike is normally just used for going to work. Just kind of a daily rider, cruising around. So, I just went with the inexpensive Wix Filter AutoZone, of course. The Superior Acceleration Full Synthetic Motor Oil from Castrol. And so, before we put the fill filter on, I'm going to put about probably... a lot of the other YouTube videos said about 4 ounces, but you know what? We're going to do about roughly around 4 ounces. So just kind of make sure everything's coated, all the seals that's going up against the motor parts. That's the main thing. Just want to get a nice good seal in there. And then I'm going to clean that off again before we put that on there. Let the rest of that old oil drip out into there.
Hey, your girlfriend's hot.
She's got legs. All right. Another thing I wanted to mention too was we wanted to make sure that the threads in there are also coated too. So the ones that go around the bolt. And it keeps the fill filter on like that. Make sure that's all lubricated as well along all the edges. And you know what? Let's try and put this bad boy on and see what she does. And then when you're putting it on, just get it finger tight, hand tight, no tools or anything. Get a nice, good grip on that and make sure nothing too crazy. There we go. All right, and we'll move on to the next phase. Bloop, bloop, bloop. All right, as you can see, it needed an oil change for sure. So I'm going to put the drain plug back into the hose and then put the clamp on. There's the drain plug. There's the wheel, the exhaust, the belt, yeah, and so on. So I'm using some channel lock pliers, or any kind of pliers will work, just to hold the hose down, because when you try and put the plug back in, of course, it's gonna push back up. So, all right, let's turn this off. Oh shoot, that went in a lot simpler than I thought. So I'm gonna go ahead and tighten that up, and then we'll go ahead and pour some oil in it. All right. So I had this off earlier, but we're going to add the oil now. So most of these are pretty much all they're plastic parts. So just be careful when pulling things out and taking it out. It's all pretty plasticky. So I'm going to be adding roughly 3.5 quarts of oil. Put our nice little fill filter in, or drainage there, and start pouring. Oh yeah, she's thirsty. So I have 3 down, and I'm gonna pour roughly half of this one, and then I'll check it and see what we got going on the inside, and that feels probably about half. So I got the cap back on, and we're going to turn it on. There's our oil light. We want to start it until the oil light goes off real quick. And it goes off. We turn it off and we'll check the oil.